Welcome back, everyone, to AMF Somerset Lanes here in Somerset, Massachusetts. We are here for the final of the NEBA DJBT Youth Singles event, and it will be high qualifier Sean Buck shooting 78 over against third high qualifier Jacob Dunbar, third in a line of Dunbars coming along. Dunbar from Milford, Mass, and Sean from Plantsville, Connecticut. They will be squaring off in a one-game final match. Bruce Hall here with you, as with the last two matches, my broadcast partner from DJBT, Amy Goodspeed. How you doing, Amy?
Good.
And welcome back, and thanks so much for sitting in these matches. It is interesting because your son Justin had a chance to knock off Sean last round, and actually I did talk to him after the match. We thought that he made the shot he wanted, thought it might work the shim, but he did get around it a little bit. He didn't like the shot, unfortunately, but great showing for Justin here, finishing in the 3-4 position. And here it is, Sean against Jacob. Any thoughts on this match?
This will be a good match. Two two-handers, both of them that really stay behind the ball. Both of them that are clutch when they need to be. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. And Sean's got Jacob starting off.
Yeah, high qualifier gets their choice of starting lane, and we are going to see Jacob. Now, Jacob, of course, U15. Do you know his actual age?
He is 15.
Is he 15? Okay. Yeah. And then we have Sean, of course, in the U18 division. So we did have guaranteed U15 into the finals, even though there were enough to automatically make the seed anyway. So it is interesting that these divisions are crossing. We'll see how Jacob does against the older Buck. And as you said, both two-handers and both right behind it, and both playing right up the track. But here's the other interesting wild card in many NEBA finals. Jacob is 14. Thank you, Eldon. Here's the interesting thing that always happens, as we were talking about, Amy. The final game is on a pair that has not been used in the match play. So there was burn, of course, in the qualifying, but you haven't seen the same two games bowled on it in the finals. So now they're back to a pair that's going to be a little bit tighter for them in general, and we'll see how they adjust. In addition to the pressure of the final match, we're trying to adapt to this tighter lane as well.
And this was Sean's starting lane in qualifying, so he got it when it was fresh, and then he did hit it again, and first game was much better than the time he hit it again in the fourth.
I'm going to say he shot 250 on it in his first game. You said his fourth game he hit it again?
Yeah.
It would have been 173. Thank you very much. And now here he is again, and he flags the head pin right. So let's see. This might be very interesting. Maybe some help for Jacob here in this match. So, Amy, tell me more about DJBT. How many tournaments you guys running a year now, and who are some of your sponsors?
So DJBT started about 5 years ago by Nate Purchase. For those that don't know it, it's the Doughboy Junior Bowling Tour. A little hit on Nate himself. We run tournaments.
So is there any team shimmy in here? Anything?
There is no team shimmy.
No team shimmy.
No.
Okay, just checking.
No.
Okay.
So we
shout out to Nate. I know he's watching. How you doing, buddy?
We typically run one tournament a month, starting in August. We go right through June. So we qualify. We start qualifying. For junior gold, we probably qualify 30 to 40 bowlers a year.
That's great. Wow.
Since inception, we've probably given out about $50,000 to $60,000 in scholarship money to all these kids.
Fantastic. Good for you.
A couple of our big tournaments are our NEO, our New England Youth Open, which is Memorial Day weekend at East Providence Lanes. It'll be our third annual. Mm-hmm. We always do a tournament out in June, Bayside Bowl, which is always just so much fun.
How can you not have fun at Bayside Bowl?
Oh, absolutely.
I think it's a rule.
Absolutely.
Great shot there by Sean, slapping the 10.
So we've picked up a couple sponsors. We are sponsored by Brunswick, and we are also sponsored by High Five Gear and Strike FX. So we are able to give away either during the 50-50 or as just a random raffle, a bowling ball and a jersey every tournament. And we also do championship jerseys for the winners of each tournament. And Nate runs a point system. So we end up with, all tournament team and other things at the end of the year where we give out extra scholarship money. Also, shout out to Melissa Robitali from Pittsfield, who is between her and I, we keep Jeff keep Jeff in line and make sure that everything runs smoothly on a regular basis, because you can't do it by yourself. You need a you need a team to be able to run these tournaments. Adults are eligible to bowl with us. They have their own division in qualifying. A lot of times we find that it's just a lot of the parents of the bowlers that are bowling already. We do get a few others that will, come in if it's, an off weekend for the rest of the adult tournaments. But then once we get through qualifying, we put everybody together. Sometimes we'll do an eliminator, sometimes we'll do a bracket. It all depends. But we also do once you qualify in the scratch bracket, those that don't qualify in the scratch bracket, we usually take the top 5 handicap. So the reason behind it is to try to get some of the younger kids and some of the kids that, aren't on the level that you're seeing today, interested in bowling. And it's a great opportunity for them to see what junior gold is all about and what the hard conditions that they're going to see are all about. We can still give them a chance to make a little bit of scholarship money in the process.
And then Jacob rolls at 2. He just left at 2.8, a little bit late. I think he's getting some of that oil we talked about. And I'd like to point out that Amy's doing all this without looking at her notes. So she knows these tournaments extremely well, and a lot of great information there, Amy. Who's leading the points this year for Bowler of the Year? Do you know?
I don't know. We just started, in August. We've only had a couple of tournaments. Usually.
Okay, so that's a recent thing.
Points, yeah. So last year it was, I believe it was Andrew Robitali who won the points for last year. But we do a U15 and a U20 division, so we're able to the kids that may have qualified out of the U18 division, they can still come and come and bowl, and then once they hit their adult eligibility, they can collect cash.
Oh yeah, good for them. Sure.
Yep.
That's how that works.
Yep.
And I just got to note that all your tournaments are on Sport Shots, right? Mostly
yes.
2-to-1.
Mostly
right.
2-to-1. We just released our tournament for Apple Valley. It's 2.6 to 1. So
you're gonna wall them up.
Absolutely.
What are you
doing? We make them bowl on the hardest stuff that we can find out there, just to, it gives them. If they can bowl on that stuff, they can bowl at junior gold, and that's where it comes down to.
I'm a convert to that. I didn't used to necessarily believe that. I said, why do you want to make it so hard? And sometimes they're so hard, it's random whether you hit the pocket or Brooklyn or whether it is. But there's nothing like having to bowl against the toughest pattern you're going to find. And then if you find some room, now you know what to do with it. So really, I'm an extreme convert on that philosophy, and I do believe in the Sport Shot. For the kids, absolutely.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch some of the adults, that come out and try it, and just they struggle so bad, and then you see, their kids just wiping them up off the floor, because it's just these.
Well, they grow up on the tough stuff.
Yep,
that's right.
We never had this when I was growing up, and.
Well, I think, and you combine the coaching, if you put people on difficult conditions and leave them be. Unfortunately, what they'll do is develop straight ball. They won't develop anything with any power because they can't control it. So you have to combine that with coaching, equipment. You see all these releases that are behind it in line with the pattern. The balls are reading at the right point in the lane. All that's so important, to teach kids how to bowl right, especially on those harder patterns.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I know Sean is going to bowl the 6 o'clock squad here at NEBA. And I'll invite anybody else to come down and bowl the KR Strike Force NEBA Open Singles here this weekend here in Somerset. And great shot there, and each of these bowlers has doubled now to make it a 1-pin match. They've each made their adjustments. Sean was able to figure out a double in the second and the third, and Jacob just doubled here in the fourth. And now we have a 1-pin match. Here we go. Let's have a look. That is Jacob's score on the right and Sean on the left. You can see Sean was 69 in the third, and Jacob just doubled to get 68 in the third. So here we go.
The winner of this tournament will have to miss one of our tournaments, because we have a tournament the day of the Tournament of Champions. So. Oh,
there you go, the TOC.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you get, of course, a free entry into the TOC from here. There's a good shot there. He got around the side of that. You could tell he got through it really well. He got some good hit on that. Brought it off the dry and takes the lead by 9 pins now. Now, what will Sean do? Sean's match last time came down to the 10th. Justin had a chance to win it. Justin Goodspeed couldn't convert in the 10th. Needed a 9 spare strike to tie and a strike to win. She left a 3-6-10. Now let's see what Sean will do here. Once again, Sean used to just grab his ball and run up and throw it. And now he stands there for a while. He got that to the right. It doesn't recover. And it's a 2-pin.
I'd love to know what he's thinking about while he's standing up there.
Well, I think it's a relatively new thing. So maybe he's counting.
Could be.
Maybe, he's trying to develop a new routine. And so he doesn't have it quite burned in yet. So, you could get yourself twisted up there if you stand too long. And there are people, and I'm thinking of Barry Asher, he got to a point where he couldn't start. Like he stood up there and he froze. So it has happened. So people have worried about me like that a couple times. They look at me and I'm standing there and like, are you going to go? So, and no trouble on the 2-pin there. But unfortunately, that is now a 10-pin deficit by Sean and Jacob working on a strike. Again, with $1,000 added money from DJBT, TechVision, Amy and Chris Viali, and Strike FX, we've got over a $1,500 prize fund for 6 cash spots. So pretty good stuff here on the money side of things. And it will all be, of course, smart money. And as you pointed out, Amy, the Northeast Megabucks has now enabled smart money. So youth can bowl in that tournament over the Thanksgiving weekend. And thanks so much to Amy and Chris Viali for their promotion of the Northeast Megabucks tournament. And Sean is much straighter on this pair. And that one he went straight, but he got it left. And it rolls up for a baby split on the 3-9, and Sean's confused on this pair now. He had 2 good shots, and now all of a sudden things seem to be either high or light for him. As we said, KR Strike Force singles here this weekend. Tomorrow morning is the next round of the Paul Forey Memorial FedEx-style playoff. We have 48 eligible players down to 32. You have to bowl the 9 a.m. squad. And we have about 38 of those 48 signed up so far, as Justin Alves told me today. And there is a miss of the baby split and trouble for Sean, as now Jacob is plus 18 and Sean is minus 5. That would be a 23 pin advantage for young Jacob Dunbar, 14 years old. And can he extend his lead and run it up to 33? And really kind of maybe run and hide in this final. That's going to come up. Ooh. Oh my Lord! Turn the corner, 4-6. There's a change now. Boy, I think this tight pair is really wreaking some havoc here, Amy, kind of as we talked about.
Yeah, it looked like Jacob really liked that ball off his hand, too.
I liked it, too. It looks like the last one on that left lane, it looks like he really got a mittful of it. He really hit it, and I think it rewarded him that time. Well, that time he got a mittful of it and turned the corner and slowed down and went through for a 4-6. Welcome to bowling. And comes out for just converting the 6-pin. And so interesting now we're back down to a 9-pin match because each bowler has opened in the 6th. And that is Jacob's score on the right at 124 in the 6th. And that is Sean's score on the left at 115 in the 6th. So a 9-pin advantage for Jacob, and neither bowler on a strike here. Let's see what Jacob can do. Normally, Amy, we would have picked a winner in the round of 6, but since you have a dog in the race, hard to, I probably would have picked Sean because I love his game. Or I might have picked Matthew, the lefty, but unfortunately
Max,
nothing there. So, sorry, Maxwell, sorry. And there's a beak for Jacob. So Jacob now equally confused. And, both of these guys seem to have moved right, and they're trying to play this pair a little straighter because they're seeing a little more oil. But now they're getting early hooks. So now what do? Do you ball up and move in? Do you move in and slow it down? Do you, what's the move? And they both had splits in the 6th, and Jacobs through the beak again here in the 7th. And now what will happen to Sean? And right at the 3-6-10 and chops it. No love there, and there goes your lead. And now the 9-pin lead becomes a two-pin deficit. Sean, even though he opened in the 6th, takes the lead on the bench because of back-to-back opens by Jacob. 2-pin advantage now for Sean Buck going into the 7th frame. Tough match. This guy's having trouble with this tighter pair. And let's see what Sean will do.
Spare shooting, so important.
Ooh, there's a balk. No shot clock here at NEBA, so you're safe. No worries. Well, you talk about the 3-6-10, Amy. So I've heard credible professionals say, I make sure when I shoot the 3-6-10, I always hit the 3-pin. And then the rest is a little bit of luck.
Yep.
It's such a hard spare. And then you throw the 8-pin in there or the 9-pin in there for fun, and it becomes that much harder. So give it, the 3-6-10 is really not a chop on that is nothing to be ashamed of. Now let's see what Sean can do here. He stopped himself in the last round. He's up by 2. Gets it down, and that's way out. Turns it up and rips the rack. So good shot. I tell you, these guys have all zoned right. They've at least zoned one zone right, it looks like to me. And now Sean, can he figure out how to double? Turn this into a 12-pin lead, just a 2-pin match now. Amazing turn of events here. Back-to-back opens by Jacob after a triple.
Yeah, Jacob's got the game that, he'll come right back, so Sean's got to stay on him.
Well, I think it's who can navigate their way through this tricky reaction they're both seeing. It's almost as if Jacob's reaction disappeared the last 2 shots. Sean taking his time. Good routine. Up the edge, turns it up, and there's a bucket again.
Nope.
He says, how come you can't turn the corner? Why won't you turn up? And it's just the 8-pin, but certainly like a 2-8 or a bucket or whatever it was, couldn't make the corner. And he'll keep his 2-pin lead, presuming he converts the spare. Let's see if Jacob can figure something out here in the next couple of frames. We're down to our last 3 frames here. It is the final of the NEBA DJBT Youth Singles with $1,000 added by DJBT, TechVision, Amy and Chris Viali, and Strike FX. We're here at AMF Somerset Lanes. Manager Stephanie, thank you so much for all the hosting, Stephanie. NEBA event number 1005. It is a 42 photo oil pattern. We're on 6.5 to 1. But again, with the trickiness of the final pair, it's kind of wreaking some havoc with these guys in the middle of the lane, middle of the game, I meant.
Yeah, Sean goes from a 238 the previous match to beat Justin, and now they're scraping by to try to hit 200.
That's right. They're both pacing the 190s. Huge shot for Jacob. They're both playing exactly the same place on the lane, and there's a flush strike for Jacob. So thank you. Now can he figure out a way to double on the left lane? Quite the slog here. Trying to take this title with all the pressure, and then the lanes give you some stuff to worry about. In addition to just the pressure of the match and all the folks watching and then live stream, and you can't figure out your ball reaction. Can Dunbar double up here and take the lead? Oh, it's pretty good. Yes, sir.
Beautiful.
Dead flush. Great shot by Jacob Dunbar. He goes open, he goes triple, open, open, flush, flush. Now that kid has got heart, and a great shot there. 14 years old. Now here is Sean. All of a sudden, he got the lead on the bench. He loses the lead on the bench. Can he come back and take it back again?
big shot here.
And right up the lane. He knows it.
Oh.
He pulled it. He knew he pulled it, but it laid off. And he gets the roller on the 9-pin for the strike. All right, let's run it out now. 2:15 available for Sean Buck. And Jacob right now pacing at 2:03, but could go 2:23. So nothing Sean can do here to shut out Jacob. But if he can strike here, he will take the lead. And assuming he can keep that count, will force Jacob to strike in the 10th to win. Biggest shot of the match right here. And another balk. Just as well. We've seen Sean Rash do it. I guess I should have said another famous Sean do that many times, right? So there we go. It's hard to do, I'll tell you. It's harder than it looks to get in the middle of an approach and just shut it down and come back. Steady. Needs it. Up the lane. Turn it up. Oh, ring 10. Great shot.
Wow.
He comes back. Oh, heartbroken. Oh, that's a shame. What a beautiful shot that was by Sean. We both liked it off his hand. Comes up a little late for a ring 10. And now the best he could do is 195, and Jacob pacing to 203. Jacob will only need a mark, and Sean must convert here to make Jacob show up in the 10th. And does convert. Good shot. Now get them all, because you want to get at least 9 here to make Jacob mark in the 10th. Actually, even 8 would do that. So, but
we've seen 7.
We have seen 7. I've seen 4. You know how that works.
Yeah.
So there's lots of numbers available here. Let's make it an 8 or a 9, please, or a strike. And good shot there, no problem.
Nope.
All right,
Okay.
there's 10. 195 on that heartbreaking ring 10 for Sean Buck. And will Jacob be able to claim this title? He must mark here in the 10th. Count almost irrelevant. He just needs any mark to win this DJBT NEBA Youth Singles event. Here he goes, wasting no time. He's straight
Looks
up
good.
the lane, got it left, carries the strike, and it is Jacob Dunbar, third in a line of very successful Dunbar brothers, taking home this NEBA title. Congratulations to Jacob. And I'm sure the Eldon was on the live stream. Not sure who else from the family is watching, but what a great legacy Jacob is continuing here of his winning ways. And that is great bowling, and congratulations to Sean. High qualifier, and really came down to that last shot in the 10th. Gets the ring 10. Could not carry it, and there's just keep it on the lane, and there's another flush strike. That's going to be 223. Not at all reflecting how close this match really was, but congratulations to Jacob Dunbar, and he will be in our champions interview. Can you stick around and help me interview Jacob?
Sure.
Maybe, if you don't mind, that'd be great.
Now, is this the second or third Dunbar with a NEBA title? I know Randall has one.
You know, I really ought to know that, and I don't. Maybe somebody can chime in on the live stream and tell us this, or we'll ask Jacob when we talk to him. So good shot there, and another strike. Congratulations to Jacob Dunbar, 223 to 195 winner over Sean Buck, and we will be right back with the interview with Jacob. Congratulations, another Dunbar champion. Thanks everybody for watching. We will see you. Remember, 6 p.m. tonight, you can come bowl Somerset. Tomorrow morning is almost full for that singles event, and there's 12:30 tomorrow as well. So come out for the KR Strike Force singles here at Somerset. Thanks everybody. We'll be back with the interview in a little bit.